Hey guys, morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning, Rob.
We even got Frank today because he's on a day off down in South Africa.
So it's now a day off. Okay.
Dear. I don't think any free time in Joe Bag's a day off, really, Frank. Okie dokie. I've got obviously waiting on a couple of more. They can join as they join. Should we start with Fuji?
Good morning. First one is that Liplo yesterday, Tower 1 dry issue. So I need to say I should have handed it over to someone yesterday, but I didn't. Sorry about that. Yusuf, thanks to Yusuf, yeah, looks like a issue is resolved. I checked it this morning in the feed. Zone 1 is already fixed after the fuse replacement. So now only one emitter is still out, and AJ was going to do a swap to confirm if the lamp is bad, but we still don't have feedback from AJ. So that's where this case is now. Again, thank you, Yusuf.
No problem, Fuji. I closed that support work order
Yeah, I know. I see that.
because AJ did not feedback, so
Yeah.
I closed it.
Okay, another one is the Florida YLM Tower 2K James Combs issue. They had a phase locked loop unlocked lost error. Tower 2K B. So I picked up the internal support order, but I passed it to Tom Nastega quickly because when I logged into the system, he was already there. So on-site FE, Dylan, removed the data and power board and also moved to the position B, interconnect board to C, position C, and reseated everything. After that, JMB came to ready, and they could run again. But we are still watching if it production for long run. So and also peak power board and also data board already shipped from the another site and should arrive today. Also, I see in the feed that the Mika raised the issue about the parts shipment delay. Those two parts ordered were expected yesterday, but they only arrived this morning. So logistic team is checking why it was delayed. Yep. Another one, Wellham Vegas stitching and color issue. Last one is Vegas. So I tried first to have a stitching issue. We changed 6x9 to 6x6 and ram registration and stitching again. That part is now fixed, but operator says all color are very light, like washed out. I checked the voucher printer from the DFE job ticket and then reloaded the voucher printer from after running the same job on Monday. I checked the account logs, so still the same, no change. They said very light compared to Monday's printing same job color. So I called Tom, but he didn't answer at that moment. So I did as much troubleshooting as I could until he came online. When he logged in after that, I handed it over to him. So and then Tom Nafziger restored the DFE config backup last week and did FID and removed the job file from the storage, re-imported them and tested again. So he also changed the substrate setting, but no change so far. So color issue is still ongoing.
Yeah, so that one, we're just literally, Tom's just handing that over to Stuart at the minute, and then Stuart will obviously ascertain whether it's something he can do at the minute. He might reach out to people to see who can take that one. So basically, I've been in contact with Tom this morning, Fuji. Basically, so we were considering the need to reload the DFE control server software, but one thing I asked him to do to begin with was I asked him whether he'd actually printed a test pattern and compared a test pattern. Now, they hadn't done that, but unfortunately they've got no old test pattern samples to check against.
Okay.
We printed a test pattern. The operator said he thought it was lighter on a test pattern as well. So we were suspect about the backup that had been restored, so we chose to do a restore to defaults first, and then before restoring any backup, print a test pattern again to check. The operator believes there were some differences in colours, but again, it's hard to tell because he's not really putting the samples side by side. Some of the samples he's got 180 degrees out of rotation to each other and stuff, but it doesn't really look like there's much of a difference. So he got the operator then, or he did a restore from a backup they had on the 12th of November, and then reprinted the job, and it's still the same. It's still very light. So we're suggesting between us the next thing is to do a reload of the application on the control server. And basically we're just in the process of handing that over to Stuart to take the lead on now. As I say, it may be that Stuart feels someone else might be better suited to doing this, but Stuart will take the lead on, as I said yesterday in that email, getting any huddles together or whatever and deciding who's going to take the run on that. So that will continue.
Okay.
Okay, anything else from your side?
That's all from my side. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, DK.
Hi, morning, everyone. So China have one case open. So I just share my screen just for parts. The customer want to create a DOA. So you see my screen right now? Okay. The customer provide this picture when they receive the lamp, okay, the part. They saw the inside is broken. But okay, so I told the customer to use the multimeter to check have any the power is passed. They say they don't have the parts, so the power meter. So I just I told them, okay, you just install and to take a picture. I was off. So because I'm not sure before I say you have a face about this the problems. I mean, yeah, like this, the new lamp.
So which customer is it?
CLMP.
Say what, Prosper 1000?
Yeah, you see here. Yeah. It's 1000. Yeah, 1000. So the case number is 137.
Just go back to your pictures again, DK.
Okay, sure.
No, you had a couple of others. was a couple where it showed it in the dryer.
Okay. Okay. The dryer. Yeah.
Just zoom out a bit.
Oh no. There's no.
No, zoom. Yeah. That's the one. Zoom out
Here.
further. Yeah, zoom out. Zoom out more. Out. No, out. Out the other way, DK. Right, okay. I couldn't. It looked like he was holding the dryer.
Yeah, no.
He's got his phone. It's his phone.
The phone. The phone.
Okay,
they use the face camera to take
right.
because you cannot just see the watch them, so you just use the phone. Yes, ready.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know that there's new lamp, but I before never see like this. If broken, I'm almost burning, right? It's burnt. But it looks like this. You see?
Yeah. It looks like
There's a new one. I am not sure that's correct or not. Because if the broken, this will be dropping down, right?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't have thought. Not necessarily.
If too hard or too stronger, you may be stronger. But for me, I understand that if broken, that will be dropping down or touching somewhere.
Maybe it didn't break. DK, maybe it was manufactured like that.
Yeah, that's I first thinking. Maybe the manufacturer made it like this.
Yeah.
But after, I want to use the multimeter to check. They don't have. So that's why install to test.
So,
Because,
DK,
yes.
do we know what case this part was originally ordered on?
I'm not returning. I first they buy 6 lamp already.
Right.
So arrive after I say you just replace them. They say okay, no problem. Then the 3 days after you told me about this. So we issue a new case. That was new.
How did they purchase the parts? Did they purchase the parts through a
About 1 week
Salesforce?
before. Let me check. I have it's here. To buy the parts here. Yeah. That day. This day. They
Okay,
issue the case.
So they have a remote contract.
Yes.
So I suppose the question is why because this is going to come up from Jason, why we consumed the part without verifying that it was working.
No. They buy the parts already and receive the parts.
Yeah.
So they just replace. They replace the full. They have 6.
But we've already consumed them, which means we verified with the customer that they're working already.
Yeah, consumers by me. And this morning, I told them, "Did you have replaced it?" They say yes. So, but they get one issue because after that they have a 1 and before that's 2 years before they have a 2 in the store. They buy it. They have a 2 in the store.
Yeah.
So they just replace. They'll have a 2 more 2. It's a new received. They don't have checked. So I say, okay, so you have to get a 6. Please, you check everything. Then I will be to close the case. They say, okay. Because they have a replace of 4 already, they buy the 6, replace the 4 already, and use the other 2 as old. There's a store one they replaced, so the 6 always on light.
So they're trying to claim DOA for some emitters that they bought 2 years ago.
No. There's a new received new. Okay, so they have 6 damaged. So they have 2 spare on the store in the store. Okay. So they replace the 2. Then after they receive the 6, so they install a 4 for new received land. So still have a 2. It's not to checked. So that's why they get a 1. They say why they have a 1 is damaged. So that's why they just request DOA.
Dun. Oh, God, I don't know how we're going to handle it, because I know Jason's going to throw this back at us again and say you've consumed them. So you're going to need to write up in this case feed what happened, DK, what the conversations had with the customer, how we ended up consuming 6, and how they were left with 1 after that that damaged and they're claiming it's DOA.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have to give a reason as to whether we believe this DOA claim is warranted or not.
Yeah, okay. That was, I will be write down the new case. Because the new case also have a link for this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will write down the history in the feed. Yeah, no problem.
Can we not send them one free of charge, or is that complicated?
Yeah, I understand. So this why the CSR just asking me, could you just talking with the customer? They receive 1 was damaged. So, okay, so that's why I have a chat with the customer. We allow.
Yeah, we can't just send the part free of charge because it's got to be administered and go through the system somehow that we're sending the part. What if they turn around and say that part's DOA when it arrives?
Okay, I will be write down the history. No problem. Yeah, just that. This from China.
Okay. Tom, you don't need to be on here if you don't want to, unless you've got new news, but we briefed the team on what's happening with Vegas. You can get to bed if you want.
Yeah, but I'm just listening while I'm typing in my notes.
All right, okay.
So they claim this thing printed good on Monday, and they're printing the same job, and the color's off. And I've got getting ready to attach a picture. I can share it, I guess.
I mean, as I say, looking at the accounting stuff, as much of the information that's in accounting, it's not everything, but they are using the same substrate. They are in 6x6, which they were. The ICC profiles are the same. One thing that I did say to Tom Strange here that we need to check with Doug on this afternoon's meeting, guys, is they don't use a source profile selection, which seems strange to me because that normally means that color management is turned off.
So this is the good over here on the left and the bad on the right. According to what they're telling me. I did have him check to make sure he didn't hook up, waste to this replan, because that would have thrown all his colors off.
Yeah.
He says he did not. It's clear fluid. It looks washed out there.
Yeah.
And then we
Do
had
they,
the print.
do they have a quarter or any? False coat.
No, they've got a finishing line, but it's not a coater.
No, there's no coater. So we had him print the test pattern. Well, Rob probably filled you in. He knows what as much as I do at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is just the lighting on this, but this one red looked darker than the other one, but I don't know.
If you go to the ones where they're side by side, Tom, as I say, it still didn't really help there.
No, because he couldn't rotate in the same direction.
Yeah.
So I put them side by side so we can see the same things in the same spot. He's still got to rotate at 180. So I don't know what's. You know, that looks full.
If you go to the yellow, for example, that one there. So if you scroll up, you can see on the lines where it's got the different thickness of lines that they're upside down to each other. So that top patch you're on now is actually the lower patch on the left-hand side, yeah.
And they look the same.
Yeah, they do to me as well. That's where I said so actually.
But you can't figure out how to rotate them the same way. But anyway, I don't think there's any difference. I don't think we made any change.
No, correct.
So I think he's just imagining things. Yeah, he's got this one flipped around too, so he's not looking at the same, not comparing the same thing.
Yeah, but you said that Doug had told you on the Vegas system not to have a source profile, Tom. Is that correct?
You mean that linked?
No, not device link, not device link, but in color flow. You know, if you're telling it where I want you to map colors to, it needs to know where it's starting from. Yeah,
No, I don't know anything about it yet.
You normally have like a source destination. It would be US swap or something like that. It'd be your starting point, and then it has destination profiles.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let me just quickly. Oh, someone's. Oh, they're doing a reg setup apparently.
I don't know why he's doing that. It's a waste of time because the thing doesn't work. If you're going to reload, you're going to probably lose that anyway.
See if I can get back in on the DFE one sec.
I'm on it right now.
So, for example, so here you'd normally have a source profile set.
I think Doug told me not to check that use embedded ICC profile. That's grayed out.
Yeah. You don't have that because that's saying use the profile that's embedded within the PDF, for example. Yeah.
He said that can just cause any kind of weird problems.
But this,
so the only other thing I tried is I unchecked that box and then I went to the
why is that? I don't understand why it's correct. Device link, yeah. Right, yeah, but they should be. I don't think they used it. So device link profile is normally for a customer where they have strong color standards with the customers, yeah, and they're telling their customers, for example, right, every PDF you provide needs to have an ICC profile or a color standard of X, okay, and then when you create a device link profile, Peter, you can keep me honest here because you're probably the most recent to go through it. But when you create a device link profile, you effectively create the profile within effectively the color toolkit, and then it's much more accurate in where it chooses to get the colors. Whereas when we're using it where we're not using device link, it's doing that on the fly at the rip. Okay, so it's not quite as accurate, but it gives you more flexibility because now at the controller, if I receive the PDF that's actually generated in a slightly different color space, I can change that at the controller. So it gives you more flexibility. So you lose the flexibility with device link, but it is more accurate. But to do that, you obviously need to hold to a color standard. So I think if that was off, that should, so this now becomes available, okay? But are they using device link profile in all of their VPs? Because I noticed in some of the others I checked, they looked like it was off.
I tried it both ways and it did change the color, but it still didn't match what they had.
Yeah, but it depends. If we're in standard, then we've got to understand what they normally have it set to. See here, they've got device link set here. Okay, so maybe they are using device link profiles, and that's why Doug says to not use that, because it looks like that's the case in most of their VPs.
Yeah, I've never been trained on anything color on this system.
Yeah.
So I don't. All I know is what I picked up from Doug, and he didn't say anything specific about this customer.
Okay, hang on. Let me check something. It must be there. Where do we put the device link profiles again? I'm going to put you right on the spot here, Pete. You can't happen to remember, can you? So the device link profiles you import, if I remember correctly, don't you, to the DFE if you're using them. And then when you go to that selection and drop down, it's looking at a file location, basically. Maybe they've not got the correct device link profile. Maybe we lost that somehow.
Would that get restored with the config backup?
I don't think it will, as I say, Tom, because it's in a folder location. That makes sense.
Well, this thing got wiped out last week. However, they said it printed right on Monday.
Yeah, true.
Well, this would have been a week ago, I think, Tuesday. Yeah, a week ago yesterday on the 12th when we reloaded it. So the other thing is, it must have backed it up before I reloaded it because my backup is from the 12th. Must have saved the config backup. Maybe that backup is corrupt. That doesn't explain how it could have printed correctly.
It is the device link profiles. But the problem is, I don't think the accounting will tell us the device link profile. It obviously calls out the standard profile that was in the virtual printer at the time, but we're not using them. That's how we can see what they were doing on Monday. I don't know that we can necessarily see that unless we can get to, there's an archive somewhere, I can't remember, of the files that were printed. So that's showing because that's what's in storage, I think. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I don't know how we can get back to a reference of how it was printed on Monday, really. The only thing we can get closest to is the accounting data at the minute. Yeah, I mean, everything else looks okay on it, if that makes sense, as much as you can see without having a reference. There's a master density file loaded at the substrate. We're looking at device link profiles, which the other VPs seem to be. So it looks as though they are using device link profiles. The only reference we've got that the colour's different is that sample that you've got, Tom. We haven't got anything weird going on, like concentration warnings or anything, have we?
No, I checked all those. That's one of the earlier things I checked. The resistances are all pretty close to where they should be.
Okay.
And then I had them check them, and they said they definitely had replane hookup, not waste. So Stuart can't get in because he doesn't have a TeamViewer password. He can't get in with TeamViewer. I don't know if he was ever given one or what his deal is.
I've had one in the past. I thought I had TeamViewer installed on it, but I've got the shortcuts, but no actual TeamViewer. So I've
But if
TeamViewer.
I was going to say, if need be, just go into a web browser and just go TeamViewer login, and you can log in using the web portal.
Or go to teamviewer.com and download it.
Well, I've already re-downloaded it, but then I can't get in via a password.
The free license is not ideal because it has restrictions, but we do have a company license. It just needs to be requested for everybody who uses it.
And be sure that if this is the first time you're using it on this computer, it might ask for you to add it to trusted devices as well. And on how you're doing it.
Does it do that? And I don't think it does that. That's only if you're making a permanent password on the computer you're running.
Mine asked me this morning when I tried to log in on the PC, so I used the UK PC, yeah. But that was me logging in by the web. So that might be different.
Yeah, that may be different. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, Tom, I can't see anything glaringly obvious at the moment, to be honest with you. As I say, no reference though.
I'm not going to be any help on that because I don't really know the color. I'm part of the DFB. I've never been trained on the DFB. Just learned what I learned from listening to Doug. So I'm going to try to add this picture to the feed here, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. So the only other thing maybe we need to ask him is, can you just show us that photo or share that photo in the chat, Tom? The one with the actual
sample. If I find it again, I'll give it. All right, so I'm sharing it.
Because does the black text definitely look a different density?
Yeah, it's not a great photo. It's blurry. Yeah, this looks lighter too.
Yeah, it does.
The whole thing looks lighter. I mean, look at her hair.
Yeah.
It just looks washed out here. Well, you don't know if that's the lighting, but it certainly looks lighter. These are pretty close to each other. And this looks darker.
Yeah.
They get the same stock? That would be another question. They put different paper on there.
Different stock, yeah.
They could have put a different paper on there and they don't know it. That could make a difference.
A big difference in black, though. I'm just wondering, is it all of it, or is it just the black that's different? Or just lighter on black? Because that blue banner's definitely got black in it on the left-hand side.
Yeah, everything pretty much has. Yeah, it had very little black in the blue banner. Because I did the eyedropper and it was 100% cyan. Actually, it wasn't this exact. Well, maybe it was this exact thing. It was 100% cyan, 92% magenta, and like 12% black. Or maybe it was, I think no yellow. But it was almost no black. Oh. So I don't know what is going on there.
Because I'll be honest with you, that one on the left looks like it's got more black in than that. I mean, 95% magenta seems strange as well. Side of magenta, you're starting to go to a brown, aren't you?
No, cyan and magenta make this blue. They make this purple color. Yeah, I didn't think it had that much magenta though, but it was 92%.
just trying to in the preview at the minute. All right, so that one's ongoing anyway. I don't want to hold everyone up there.
Right, who can jump on with me then? Because, like I say, I can't get TeamViewer at work.
You can log in with RSS too. And you can.
Okay.
It's not as nice.
If need be, Stuart, I'll see if I can help you on it. Let's check this. I mean, I will say, I know it's just a representation, so I'm just sharing over you, but if you look at that blue in the new document that's being printed versus that representation there, it looks a shit ton darker, and it looks a lot redder.
The new one?
Can you see my screen?
No. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. This looks like it's got a lot of magenta in it.
But do the eyedropper. That was 92% magenta, 100% cyan, and like 12% black.
Well, what I'm saying is what's physically printed there doesn't look like this colour.
No, it does not. But you know, your monitor can show you all kinds of weird. Oh, it's 14% yellow, no black.
Yeah.
I knew it was very little on the other two, but yeah.
But what I'm saying is, even if you look at those percentages, 100, 92, you'd expect more of this colour here, yeah. And yeah, that photo of that physical print looks like it's got little to nothing, really, magenta-wise in it.
I have two different monitors, and I see I'm logged into one, and you're logged into the other one, and they both look completely different. So your monitor can be, you know.
Yeah, but my percentage.
Know what it is.
Yeah, but my percentages won't.
Yeah, percentages are. Yeah, they're.
This is telling me magenta's strong in that colour. Yeah, and what I'm saying is in the photo that you shared, which should be closer, it does not look like there's a lot of magenta in that. To me.
Well, if it's mostly magenta and cyan looks super light blue. And that's a dark blue. So it's got to have magenta in there to make it that dark.
Yes, but the current sample that they've just ran, to me, doesn't look like it's hardly got any magenta in it. The image that you showed, you know, with the Monday sample and today's sample.
Yeah, but that's, cyan is not blue. It's super light.
Yeah.
So that something's making it dark. It's got to be the magenta.
Yeah.
Making it the purplish color. So it's,
but it looks.
The way
What I'm saying is, but in that file there, and what that preview's telling us of what we just printed, it should look much darker than what it is physically, from what they've shown us in that photo. So it's almost like the DFE's got it right. It's almost like we're outputting wrong, or similar to what you said. What we think we're getting out those jets is different.
I don't know. I don't know. This might be a Gen Ren question. Or do you have a color guy in Europe? Don't you have somebody over there that knows this stuff? What's his name?
Got Gary Reese in that. I've got Gary Reese in that, like, as I say. But if it's yeah, I can ask him his opinion on it, but I think it's going to say similar. I think really not completely fucked up all the cross-track uniformity or something, have they? No.
I don't know how you could make that.
I don't think you get that far.
Yeah, you can barely see a change in it. You do change it. Yeah, the cyan looks like that cyan there. I mean, it looks like the cyan and magenta makes that darker blue. I'm going to drop off. I'm gonna let you guys.
Yeah.
Have that.
All right.
I'll be curious to hear what you find.
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Right. Let's go on to Europe then. Anything for Europe, guys? Okay. All right. We'll call it a call, guys. I'll speak to you in a minute.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.